Hey guys, Psychiatrist here, and today I'm going to show you how to top the meters, put that big red bar at the top on Hellfire Assault, and hopefully get you up in the 90s, if not the 99th percentile for your parse. Now, obviously this video is targeted at Death Knights, and that's the class you should be running. I mean, it's 6.2. They tried to nerf us, but we're still top of the food chain. So roll a Death Knight if you don't already have one, and let's get started. So, first thing you need to know, you want to set the tone early, because there's a lot of other classes that are strong cleavers, and when other people start doing their heavy cleave, that hurts us. Look at that Warlock over there doing that Doom Bolt or whatever the heck, purple. We got Warriors over here blade storming. What you want ideally is a group that doesn't have all these strong cleavers in it, and we've only got one shaman, no rogues, just one other Death Knight, not Death Knight, one other warrior, so a couple of Death Knights, but we got a bunch of them are tanks, so this is pretty good. It's pretty wide open, right? It's not loaded up with warriors and rogues and too many shamans. So now, but there's going to be some of them. What do we do to make sure that we have the most room to get our diseases out there ticking away? Well, you want to set the tone early. You want to talk to your raid leader, and you want to say, hey, we got cleave covered. Look at all these strong cleavers in the group. We need people to be focused on single target. That's what's going to wipe us. So let's focus on the single target. This isn't a DPS race, guys. The Death Knights, we're just going to passively AoE. We'll cover it. We'll cover the cleave, so don't worry about it. Everybody else just needs to focus on their targets. Kill those Berserkers. Kill those Demolitions. And get those Felcasters when they transform. Don't be cleaving mindlessly. You're going to wipe the raid if you transform all those guys at once. So that's the first thing. You get that out there, and that frees up some room for you to just cleave like a maniac, okay? So that's the first thing. Set the tone early, especially if it's a pug. You want to say, hey, guys, just a reminder, not a cleave fight. We really need to focus on our priorities here and get these things down in an order. So that's the first thing. Next, you've got a Death Knight. What spec do you bring? Well, I'm just a casual guy. I don't have any Archimon trinket. I don't have a full 4-piece set bonus, so I'm just going to bring a Frost DK, okay? If you get that Reaper's Harvest, you get that set bonus rolling, you switch that over and you go Unholy, okay? Now, I'm Frost. We got that settled. Let's do it. We're still going to top the charts. It's okay. We don't need Unholy. It's great on Mythic and whatnot, but we're going to be good. We're going to be good. So, what do? We bring Necrotic Plague, and you bring Plague Leash to get a couple runes back. Necrotic Plague is just going to bounce around for us. It's going to stack up. Even when you leech it off, it's still going to maintain its stacks on the targets next to it and bounce right back. It's beautiful. It's easy. Just go with it. Defile's too much work. Forget that. You're working too hard to do basically the same DPS on this fight. You don't need to work that hard. It was just working hard for suckers. Okay, so the rotation. You press Howling Blast. Okay, that's good. Next, what you need to do is it's all about the glyphs that you take. You have to take the glyph of Dark Sim, because we're going to spell steal everything on this fight. Everything can be stolen, okay? Let's talk about what you could steal. First of all, you've got these contracted engineers, the little goblins that run around. Now, they're great. Look, two of them just popped out. They're great. They cast Conducted Shock Pulse. They run around for a little bit, and then they cast a boom. There, he's going over there, boom. And now he's going to cast a Conducted Shock Pulse in a minute. Now, you know when it's going to happen, but sometimes people interrupt it. Look, I didn't have my Dark Sim up. I wanted it, but someone interrupted it anyways. So this thing's great for two reasons. First of all, if you can take it, if you can steal it, it does a stupid amount of damage. I stole it once this fight. I did terrible. I stole it once. It did 309,000 damage in one cast. It's amazing, but too difficult. Okay, people can interrupt it, and you don't want it interrupted, ideally, because it also stuns everybody else that gets hit by it. So that's great, because that means they're not blade storming. They're not doing their AoEs, whatever the heck they're doing, those other classes. I don't know. Just play Death Knights. I don't know what the other guys do. But you want them stunned by that. So ideally, you want to see no interrupts on Conducted Shock Pulse at the end of this fight. Now, it's too difficult. We're never going to get all of them. What can we do? Well, that's where this guy comes in. Look, he just went Metamorphosis. And this is a Felcast. Look, I just put Dark Sim on him, and I got a volley. I got a Hellfire volley. Now, there's only 3 targets out, but bear with me. I'll get the next one. So we want to steal that Hellfire volley, because this guy also casts Incinerate, but Incinerate sucks. We don't want that. What we want to do is wait for them to go to Gorebound Terrors when they go below, whatever, 30, 40%, whatever. You'll see it. They turn into a big giant demon. When they do that, you want to pop your Dark Sim onto him because he does an uninterruptible Hellfire volley. And when you steal, look, I just popped out of that stun. When you steal that that volley, it does an AoE to everybody. So look, I'm going to get it right here. Look how many targets are up. It's going to do 20 to 30k damage to every target. Ready, get ready. Boom, 145k, 39k, 8k. That's like 200k damage from that one spell steal. Now, I did a terrible job on this fight, and I still parsed 99% on Ask Mr. Robot, and that's the one you want to use because it's going to make your number look better because less people use that, so you're going to have a bigger number for your percentile parse. It was only 97 on Warcraft logs, if you care to know, but you want to use AMR. It looks better. Now, you want to steal that. I only stole it 8 times this fight. This is an 8-minute fight. I could have stolen this thing like, that's a hard math, but like, let's say I should have probably done 15 or 16 of those Dark Sims throughout this fight, and I did a total of 9 between the 2 different things that I stole. So I did terrible, and I still parse well. So I'm saying you don't even have to be good. You just gotta put the thing out there. So that's what you want to do. That is your main goal in this fight, is to cast Howling Blast. Maybe you drop a Death and Decay if you got all those green runes, whatever those are called, and you put those down. You don't interrupt that thing. You just don't want to interrupt the the conducted shock pulse, because you want to stun the other DPS, and you want to use Gorfine. See that Gorfine right there? That's beautiful, because Howling Blast only has a 10-yard radius. You want everything stacked up. So it is important to take Gorfine so that you can AoE the best, because you need tight AoE when you're Frost. You don't want them spread out all over the world. That's great if you're Unholy, but we don't want that. We don't want that. So you want to get these guys stacked up with Gorfine's Grasp. That way you can cleave them down, Death and Decay, Howling Blast, steal that Hellfire. And that's, there's no flow to this fight. There's no phases. So you just, for 8 minutes straight, or the longer it goes on, the better for us. Because everyone else just kind of tanks off after a while. So you actually want the groups where things aren't going that well, people aren't doing a strong cleave, they're single targeting, because that's just going to let us build and build and build on that damage. It just goes up and up and up throughout the fight. So don't get alarmed if early on, the warriors are blade storming and the shamans are doing their whatever they do, and they're up high. You'll pull away from them. And that stun happens. I didn't glyph IBF. Okay, this was a terrible pull. I didn't glyph IBF. If I glyphed IBF, I could have gotten out of those stuns more frequently. So don't do what I did. Glyph Icebound Fortitude, have it up more often so that when those stuns are happening, you're popping out of them and all the other DPS are just sitting there looking silly. Because, look, we're a hero class. We don't care about that stuff. We can get out of stuns. We can avoid them with Anti-Magic Shell. I don't care if there's 3 Fellcasters transformed. I'll just AMS that. Who cares? And so there you go. Ended up at 79.6k. Ended up parsing in the 99th percentile on Ask Mr. Robot. And that's how you do it.